Yo, what is good, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be breaking down the Nhl Dfs slate for Monday, January 23rd. We got ourselves a 4-game slate here tonight where I'm going to go through a couple of my favorite line stacks, some of my favorite individual plays, and some of my favorite value plays, and then we'll wrap up today's video talking a little prize picks. With that being said, let's dive into my spreadsheet here. And we're going to kick things off here like we always do in the top left-hand corner with those highest implied game totals, where you can see 3 of these games are coming in with an implied total of 6.5 goals. And then we got this game between the Isles and Maple Leafs coming in at 6 goals even. And then take a look down here at the Vegas odds, where you can see the Flames, Maple Leafs, Stars, and Rangers are all favored to win here tonight. And here's a quick schedule update for this week. Gonna have an Nhl Dfs video coming out for you guys Monday through Friday this week. Gonna break down each of those slates, but just a heads up in advance here, the NHL All-Star break does start next week on Thursday through Sunday. We do have a few games Monday through Wednesday. We got 1 game on Monday. I'm probably not going to cover that showdown slate. We got 3 games on Tuesday. I will likely break that slate down, and then 2 games on Wednesday. Probably not going to cover that slate. 1 to 2 game slates, not really ideal for me to cover, but we'll see. That's up in the air right now, but do note, I got an NHL DFS video coming out for you guys Monday through Friday this week. With that being said, let's dive into a couple of line stacks that I like here for this 4-game slate tonight, starting with that first line for the New York Rangers. We got Zibanejad centering Panarin and Kreider. Yes, you're looking at that right. That's how they practiced yesterday, and being that there's likely going to be a lot of focus on that Dallas Stars first line here tonight, especially if Roope Hintz returns, I kind of like putting a little more exposure into this Rangers first line. They have a solid home matchup here tonight against the Florida Panthers, who have allowed 3.38 goals per game this year, the 11th most in the NHL, with a penalty kill that's hit at just a 75% rate. That's the 11th worst in the NHL. Now, all 3 of these guys are going to play up on that number 1 power play, and we really haven't seen Panarin play with Zibanejad and Kreider all year long. I'm sure some people are going to be aware of that, but probably not everyone, so that's another reason for me to take advantage of this line stack here. And then a cheaper line stack I like here tonight, considering it is a 4-game slate, is that third line for the Calgary Flames. We got Backlund centering Mangiapane and Coleman. They got a great matchup at home here tonight against the Columbus Blue Jackets, a team that's allowed 3.89 goals per game this season, the 3rd most in the NHL. And this third line here, not only do Backlund and Mangiapane play on that second power play and play big minutes as a line together, but they've been actually oddly good together, especially as a third line. I'm going to pull open some of those statistics here right now. This is on moneypuck.com. You can see the expected goals percentage. They lead the entire NHL in expected goals percentage. Pretty crazy when you are a third line. And I got to shuffle this over here. If I go to expected goals per 60 minutes, they are 2nd in the NHL. I know that's off to the left-hand side there, but you can kind of still see Coleman and Backlund there. Again, incredible numbers for a third line, especially considering those guys don't play up on the number 1 power play, but needless to say, they're very good at controlling the puck and do have a lot of opportunities, so at their price and at their ownership, what it's projecting, I'll take advantage of that too. Now folks, before we dive into some of my favorite individual plays here, if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. I know we're at the halfway point of the NHL season, but we still got half the season to go, and I'm going to have NHL content coming out for you guys to close out the year. And don't forget, I do have that Discord channel too, and if you want to join that, there's a link to do so in the description below. Alright, now diving into some of my favorite individual plays here, we're going to kick it off with the forwards, and the first guy I got there is Jason Robertson. Now, I just mentioned that Dallas Stars first line tonight is likely going to be very popular in a good home matchup against the Buffalo Sabres, a team that's allowed 3.44 goals per game this year, with a penalty kill that's hit at just a 74% rate. That is the 6th worst in the NHL, so I kind of like targeting this number 1 power play for Dallas versus just their first line. This power play for Dallas has been great all year long, scoring at a 25.7% rate. That is the 6th best in the NHL. Plus, all 3 of those forwards who play up on the first line, whether it be Roope Hintz or Tyler Seguin tonight, centering Jason Robertson and Joe Pavelski, all 3 of those guys will play up on the number 1 power play with someone like Jamie Benn and Miro Heiskanen. So I like targeting the number 1 power play, considering how good they've been this year and how bad that Buffalo penalty kill has been. I then got John Tavares there of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, this game between the Maple Leafs and Islanders very well could be lower scoring here tonight. I don't have a lot of interest in it. I have a lot more interest in the other 3 games. But that being said, John Tavares here, I like pivoting off of that first line of Matthews and Nylander. They're definitely projecting to be popular here tonight. Tavares has been solid all year long, 45 points in 47 games. He's racked up 5 goals, 6 assists, 11 points here in just his past 10 games. Still logs big minutes, and I do like the way he's been shooting the puck. Plus, you got that little revenge narrative theory as well, playing against his former team in the New York Islanders. And then a mini stack that I like here tonight is that of Carter Verhaeghe and Sam Bennett of the Florida Panthers, with both of those guys playing on the second line and number 2 power play together. Very affordable here at $5,800 and $5,200. Both guys have played solid hockey all year long. Pulling open their statistics here right now. Through 47 and 48 games, you can see Bennett has put up 30 points in 48 games. Verhaeghe 38 and 47, both averaging right around 3 shots on net per game, very capable of getting on the score sheet, and albeit a tougher road matchup here tonight, being that it is a 4-game slate, I like these two because they're projected for lower ownership on this Florida team that's been playing some really solid hockey here as of late. They're not only 4-1-1 in their past 6 games, but they're averaging 4.17 goals per game during that stretch, with a power play that scored at a 41% rate. Now, do keep an eye on the status of Sam Bennett here tonight. He did leave last game with an injury, but it sounds like he's a game-time decision right now, which usually means that the injury really isn't that severe. But again, keep an eye on the lineup tonight. And then I got Jamie Benn there of the Dallas Stars, going back to that strategy of stacking up the number 1 power play. Now, again, if Rope Hintz is back here tonight, he has missed the past handful of games. Make sure you check on their first and second lines tonight to make sure they haven't been shuffled all that much, as well as their number 1 power play. I suspect Jamie Benn is going to remain on that number 1 power play either way. He's had a really solid year, especially on the power play for the Stars. He's got 42 points in 48 games. Of those 42 points, 17 of them have come on the power play, or 40% of his production. Now, moving over here to the defensemen, and I have no issue spending up at this position here tonight, especially on these smaller slates like this, stacking up defensemen with their power plays, finding ways to make our lineups unique. That's exactly what I'm doing here with all 4 of these guys. Now, the top 3 that you see in Adam Fox of the Rangers, Miro Heiskanen of the Dallas Stars, and Rasmus Andersson of the Calgary Flames, these guys all log around 24 minutes per game and play on their team's number 1 power play, while also getting time on the penalty kill too. Very well-rounded defenseman. Noah Hannafin, same thing here, still plays 21 minutes per night, plays on the penalty kill, but he plays down on the number 2 power play. If you wanted to, I kind of like a 3-man stack with him, Backlund, and Mangiapane of the Calgary Flames. It's very affordable to do that, and a great matchup against the Columbus Blue Jackets. But for those of you who do want to save some money here tonight at the defenseman position, I got a handful of honorable mentions there. Guys who are definitely capable of getting double-digit DraftKings points. Like I said, I prefer to spend above $4,000 tonight for these 4 guys here, stacking them up with forwards on the same power play, but completely understand if you want to pay up for the forward position here tonight and spend a little less at the defenseman position. And then I got a couple of goaltenders there for you in a higher priced and lower priced option. First is Jake Ottinger there of the Dallas Stars, who's been one of the best goalies in the NHL all year long. He's got a record of 21-7-4 with the goals allowed average of 2.20 and a save percentage of .926. Really good numbers there. He's also got 19.5 goals save above expected at this point. That is the 4th best in the NHL. And then Ilya Sorokin there of the New York Islanders, a tough road matchup here tonight against the Toronto Maple Leafs, but he also offers one of the best upsides in DFS, not only on this 4-game slate, but across the entire NHL, especially at this price here of $7,200, but he is a tournament GPP only play for me. And as always, going to wrap up this spreadsheet here with 3 low-priced options or sub-4K forward plays. First guy I got there is Anton Lundell of the Florida Panthers, currently playing up on the first line in number 2 power play. He's also riding a 4-game point streak where he's racked up 3 goals and 2 assists while putting up 12 shots on net. Next is JG Pageau of the New York Islanders, plays on the 3rd line but plays up on the number 1 power play. He's got 10 goals, 17 assists, 27 points in 48 games this season. He's also 4th on this Islanders team in expected goals. He's kind of a play that I highlight on these smaller slates because he is someone who's got 15, 20 plus DraftKings point upside. And then Calle Jarnkrok there of the Toronto Maple Leafs plays on that second line in number 2 power play. He's racked up 5 goals, 8 assists, 13 points in his past 15 games, and has shown some really nice upside during that stretch. And then to wrap up this video here, want to talk a little prize picks with you guys. For starters, if you have not signed up for prize picks yet, but you want to get in on this action, I got a promo code that you should definitely take advantage of. When you're signing up, use my promo code GRIFF. GRIFF, and Prize Picks will give you all the way up to a $100 match deposit. Now again, you do not have to put $100 in. You want to put in 50, they'll match 50. You want to put in 20, they'll match that 20. Hell, you got $10 laying around. You want to deposit that $10, they'll match it, and again, they'll match anything up to $100 as long as you're using my promo code GRIFF. GRIFF upon signing up. Now, for those of you who are already on Prize Picks, you know the plan of attack here. I'm going to go through and do my research on these picks individually and let you know my final selections in a comment below on this video, and I'll be sure to pin that comment as well. But don't forget, I am posting those in my Discord channel too, and if you want to join that, there's a link to do so in the description below. Alright everyone, that is going to wrap up this video here for today. As always, thank y'all for taking the time out of your day to watch the content here on this channel. If you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. Let's have ourselves a great day here, folks. Let's win some money on this 4-game slate. In the meantime, I'm out of here.